Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero. We are back yet again talking about Yirra #1 as it has broken $1 million in under 24 hours, currently sitting at $1.056 million, over 12,000 books sold. And of course, we have the usual people coping and seething. We also have a guy who believes that the live action Yaira trailer is, of course, CW levels of cringe, even though all the CW shows are gone now, and most people didn't even like the CW shows, but it seems like a lot more people like this than any CW show. So we're going to come down here to the benchmarks that were unlocked. Obviously the book got funded, an art contest was unlocked. Who's the artist? Meaning they revealed all the artists for all four covers of Yaira, which cover C is by Graham Nolan. Obviously, cover A is Kane and White. Will Conrad, I think they cover B, and I covered D, I don't remember. But you also had a Horseman art review unlocked, and Thicker Than Blood, which I will assume is a Bloodroof book, will now be put into motion, possibly written by the Sanchez sisters as well. Remember, this is a book that is 16 plus, so it is a little more mature of a book, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be violence in this book. Blade Double 2 Chains of Blood, get in where you fit in on this one. I managed to get all the covers. I'm waiting patiently to get them. If you want to get in on the first Blade Devil, if you don't want to add it as an add-on for Blade Devil 2, you can get it right here for $10, and you can get in on it and start that story with Ashiyara. Now, Black Rhapsody is still funding. Of course, it's still in demand. People are getting their books. I got mine yesterday. I'm going to be reading it later on today. So you can see right here, I say, there you have it, folks. Yaira #1 has hit 1 million in 24 hours of launch, even though I said that, but it was actually under 24 hours. Some people say it'll break 2 million. You got Andy Worski saying EVS seething. Oh, ooh, shots fired. Oh, Andy Worski is my friend. Man, get out of here with that nonsense. You think everyone's your friend when you're not even friends to everyone else. I said shout out to, of course, Magic Gal Media for getting Black Rhapsody delivered to me yesterday. Can't wait to read it later on today, like I said. Now, this was a portion that I did have in yesterday's video. They got cut off the audio. I did want to re-record it for this video for people that are watching this for the first time. Yes, this is a person that did an observation. I completely deconstructed this observation. We're going to go through it again just for the sake of this video, and hopefully the audio gets picked up this time. As this post, at this very second, the total amount of books sold is 6,693. You've seen it 6,964, I believe. Yes. If we average that out to the $29 for cover A, then they've made $194,000 off the Yaira book itself. That means $490,000 are from the merchandise sales. Who cares? Every company makes money off merchandise sales. The books will typically sell the merchandise and vice versa. The books may not be popular yet, but it's clear the big winner in the campaign is all merchandise like posters or shirts. There is room for error, as there could be anywhere from an estimated 50 to 100K in books at high price points, i.e. cover C, which is $50. It's foil and embossed and done by Graham Nolan, or CGC signed books. Let's address the actual elephant in the room. The book is late. No, the book is not late. The book was supposed to launch in winter, and the book launched in winter. Keep coping and keep denying it. There is no denying it. There's absolutely denying it, because I just told you it launched in winter as expected. I'll go as far to say the book isn't even completed or printed. The Sanchez sisters are working on Yaira #3. They're currently working on Yaira #3. So you're wrong. Cope. The fulfillment date starts on May 26, 2024, the day the campaign ends. No crap. So did all the other campaigns. It was the same way. In my opinion, Eric July scrambled in a panic to get Yaira #1 out before technical winter was over on March 19th. So you contradicted yourself in the same statement. You said it was late, but you said it was launched in winter, which was where it originally was supposed to launch. We were told that fulfillment was a big issue, something the Riververse was proud to have quote-unquote solved. Except I pre-ordered Yaira #1. I was blindsided by how long it would take to even get the book. This is 2 months and 2 weeks long. You were given the release date, or the fulfillment date, at the top of the campaign, right here, before you even bought it. You can't be blindsided when the information is given to you. If Eric had simply been honest about Yaira's delay, more people would be receptive to the book. I'll wait to reserve judgment on how popular the book is to its customer base in a month, but it's too early to tell. The only actual definitive data we can extrapolate from the campaign is more people are interested in everything else but the books at the moment. Again, who cares? I'm pretty sure a majority of the sales for anything like Cyberfrog is also merch. Also, this is clearly a crowdfunded book. No, it isn't. It's 100% going to use the funds to make a target number of printed copies, so there isn't a ton of extra sitting at the warehouse. How do I know? You don't really know because you don't work for the Rippaverse. You don't actually know. You're just making a guess, even though you shouldn't be. They won't reveal print numbers until late April. That means the book isn't going to go into print until the end of April after they've gotten a good idea of the data to suggest how many more extra they need to send to the printers. Makes a lot of sense to me, so they don't waste money. Oh, wow, a company that wants to save money. What a terrible thing. Eric won't admit this because it will make all his rhetoric about Comicsgate and crowdfunding hypocritical. Well, right now Comicsgate isn't really helping itself. It's destroying itself from the inside out, and EVS is bringing all his people that are part of CG into it for the most part. But you do have people like Graham Nolan, Billy Tucci, those guys, they're not a part of that. They don't care. They just want to sell comics. To which I said, nobody gives a F about your observations. Just go away and be miserable somewhere else. We are over here having fun. The fans of the Rippaverse don't care about your weird obsession with combing through everything to find some kind of quote-unquote own. The book launched in winter, so it's not late. Now do the same for Cyberfrog. Alpha Core #1 during the campaign sold more books than the original campaign for Cyberfrog 2. Stop coping and seething so much. We know you're not really buying Yaira as a fan. You're buying Yirra so you can make a review out of it, which we know by your posts that you're going to be biased. So, a fool and his money are easily parted with. My wallet stays close to such 3D asset type up nonsense. Again, people in Marvel always use 3D assets for references, which is what Cliff Richards does. If you didn't care back then, I'm sure you're not a real comic fan. You're just a nonsense person on Twitter trying to be a troll. I was like, you just sound like a brokey, dude. A Rippadard has a good cry because my opinions are bad faith, I guess. Where did I say anywhere that your opinions were bad faith? I just say you sound like a brokey. That's pretty much it. To which I say a good cry over what exactly I'm a grown-ass man spending my money on something I want while you're complaining about what grown men spend their money on. You sound like a beta male. Because you do. And the fact of the matter is your profile picture is a weird-looking puppet of Eric July made by another weird-looking person on the internet. So this person here, talking about girl boss check, female artist check, female writers check, female directors check, produced by a female-owned production company, so they think it's going to be woke and MCU. That's not how it works. I said, girl boss, no. Read below, where it says, after a battle fought to a standstill, meaning if she was a girl boss, she would have easily defeated Brian Solari. But that's not the case. I said, for everything else, I'll make it simple. No one has done anything outside of entertain the audience. No one inserted their personal politics into the writing. No one has talked down to the paying customers. It's all about entertaining the audience, and that's it. You weirdos are so brain dead because, as usual, you fail at understanding your opponent's positions. You fail to understand why they call it MCU and why they see it as girl boss. You believe it's because female-led. I learn about new people like this every day, and OMG, shut up. Of course, he also had Ripoffers, who says, everyone has their chosen method. Mine is parody and comedy. Chris Bacon is hard numbers, but nobody cares. And Nate's here is clear, balanced observation, nothing but truth in his review. You can't have truth in an opinion. It's an opinion for a reason. I said opinion is not truth. Thanks for the repost, rat boy. That's how I respond. Just putting a picture of him looking like the crackhead that he is.
They're doing crack!
Because that's all I have to do. You get so mad and you run away every single time I post this picture. I just have the one that makes you run away, for the most part. Def final colors are really coming together nice, despite how challenging some pages have been. I also added the line art and manga grayscale version for comparison. So you have the color version here. Looks like the line art is this one. Actually, this might be the manga version. And this will be the line art. Great job by Joel Ball, as usual, on Def. I cannot wait to get this book, and I'm sure I'll get it before anyone receives Rainbow the Brute. So we also have this person who says, I can't wait for the comments in the comments section. Got a new video up called It's Yirra, the new MCU, question mark. To which I said, so a person who has a clear bias against anything Eric July puts out is going to try telling you that the Yirra trailer will be similar to the MCU. Here's the thing. You are entitled to your opinion, but don't outright lie about Yirra being a girl boss when involving the supernatural that gets put into a standstill in a fight against Brian Solari. Girl boss typically refers to female characters that can do everything the male counterpart can do with minimal to no training or be 110 pounds beating up 300-pound muscular dudes, which I, again, included after a battle fought to a standstill with Brian Solari. Of course, Eric July, Rippaverse, and ISOM were all trending at one point. We also had Dicky Boy Masterson, who says video games are a waste of time, yet he's grifting off the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff that's going on right now. You guys are turning into sports ball fans, treating your hobby like it's more important than doing this. Get a job. Why don't you get a life? Bro, Yellow Flash put two men kissing in his love letter to another man. No, DC did this. This is Superboy. This isn't a character that Yellow Flash owns. This is a character that DC owns named John Kent that they made gay. I don't know anything about shooting trailers, but here's my constructive criticism. Ready? There is no constructive criticism here at all. Next time, just keep the money. This looks like complete crap. Good observation. Nobody cares. You don't really care about this company. You don't care about anything Rippaverse is actually doing. You're just sitting up here trying to be a contrarian and being a complete troll nobody cares about. This is genuinely terrible. Dutch angles galore, awful force thick, Slavic accent, bad props. This is CW level cringe, and no one is calling it out because why? Funny review of the Yirra trailer. Making this 2-minute reel should have been easy for the Saska sisters. Their entire background is in film. But of course they effed it up. I guarantee you couldn't do any better. Eric July is autistically arguing with the critic who gave his Yirra trailer a bad review. The cost of these stupid vanity trailers is built into the price of the comics. That's how business works, Eric, you dummy. How are you telling the man that's running the business himself how his business runs? See, this is why you're stupid. This is why you'll never be good at business, because you're trying to tell another man how his own business is being run. Money comes in, money goes out. Well, for you it does. You don't invest in nothing. You just have your gay show. The biggest problem in the universe. The biggest problem in the universe is really why are people watching you? That's the biggest problem I have. But Eric, of course, makes this statement that says, whether it's fair or not, I'm okay with our live action production being criticized to the degree of a Disney or other studios attached to mega corporations. That speaks to our level of reach and influence despite having a fraction of their financial backing or budget. Thanks to you all for purchasing Yaira and giving us a shot. I don't think anyone is comparing it to Disney or other studios of that ilk. Really? Did you not just compare it to CW levels of cringe? You did. You did. Plenty of people have. You quite literally did it to comparing it to CW, Hollywood. I'm okay with that. It's all good either way, and thanks for your passion. I appreciate you viewing it. Your opinion has been noted, and we will continue to prove for our fans. I don't think anyone thinks CW is Hollywood. Come on. There are people that do. I was comparing it to something you and I and everyone else has ripped out because of how shoddy and crap the CW is, campy, etc. Good. Honestly, I hope you do. My main issue is you are charging the fans for this in one way. No, he's not. The trailer was put out for free on YouTube. Stupid. CW is. It's movies versus TV, and I'm okay with that comparison. Like I said, thanks for watching. Also, slight correction. The fans aren't paying for this. This was released for free and was the lowest in cost of all of our Rippaverse Studios production. And the base cover for the Yaira book is the cheapest a book has ever been at launch. Which is true. It's $25. You are a business. The fans will pay for this in one way or another. The money spent on this is not a run at a loss. I'm not a moron, Eric. You are. Don't treat me like one. Basic business knowledge tells me this is a lie. It has been costed and will be factored into your overheads. Again, you're trying to tell somebody else how their business runs. There's, of course, Hail the Lore showing off a tweet with all the different $1 million campaigns that have been put out by the Rippaverse. And, of course, we have to have Vito, good old Vito, hashtag win is super killer guy over here who hasn't put out a single product, wants to criticize what other people are really doing. It's great that Eric can convince his audience to drop $100+ on a comic book, but it's still an incredibly small niche audience he's selling to, and it doesn't really matter to him because if he puts out multiple books with a niche audience, who really cares? This was in response, by the way, to him saying, King Spawn sold 500K copies. No, it sold 480K copies to shops. I showed this yesterday in my video where they sold 480K copies to comic shops, not direct to customers. And then on the second book, it sold 75,000 copies, and the second book cost half the price of the first book. So it had a huge drop off. It had a huge drop off from book 1 to book 2 that was much larger than ISOM 1 to ISOM 2. So yeah, if I made one comic and sold it to one guy for $1 billion, would it be the biggest name in indie comics because I made the most money? No, because you only sold one book. But what aboutism? Like, shut up, dude. Yaira #1 has been sold to more people, almost 6 times the amount, than your garbage book Super Killer that you're now adding more pages to, because adding more suck to something that already sucks definitely is going to help you sell more books. Rather than working on said book and stop talking about everybody else, you decide to talk about everybody else as you usually do, while your book sits at 83K for like the longest time, Well, Yaira number one completely destroys how many people have bought your book compared to Yaira. And it went up even more since I refreshed it. But at the end of the day, congrats to Ripperverse, who put out another book, hit $1 million faster than the first book that was ever put out, I Saw number one. And I hope this continues to grow, as Eric did say that he legitimately already has the plans out for the Yirra statue if it does hit 2 million before the end of the campaign. That would be awesome. I would love to get one of those. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, returning viewers. If you do like this video, hit the like button, comment below how you feel about all of this, subscribe for more content, hit the bell for notifications, set the bell to all. That way you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video or live stream, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.